going on, gang? I thought I'd jump on here and do a little review in a little shark incident I had a couple of years back. Just with everything that's going on with all the shark attacks and whatnot, I too have had a little shark scare where a shark's put its mouth over my arm and luckily didn't bite down. I'm a big advocate for sustainable shark fishing. We definitely need a good cull, and if you think different, you are ill-advised. And I suggest you just get out on the waters a bit more and have a look at what's going on. But anyway, a few years ago, or for those of you who don't know, I'm from Yeppoon, and before I built this boat here, me and my dad built this boat, I was running out of a JetSki, a Sea-Doo Fish Pro. Yeah, on this trip, I was heading down to 1770, which is a 3-hour car drive. Holy dooly, you can see how rough it is right now. 3-hour car drive down to 1770, and I was going to launch from there, head out to the reef, which is about 65 k's out. This trip I was a little bit off on the way down. The wind was a bit blowy, and it was one of the biggest tides of the year. It's about a 5.2 metre tide. We sort of comfortable around a 3.8, so it was a big tide and there was going to be lots of run. So I stayed there the night in 1770, woke up in the morning, there was still a bit of a breeze around, so I just waited an extra hour before I jumped on and I decided to head out. It took me about 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get out. It was quite rough. I got out there. It turned out to be an absolute cracking day. Well, for the start of the day, I got out at about 9 in the morning. I anchored up. I noticed there was an absolute ton of current. I'd anchored up on a spot where I know there's big moo, red throat, trout, all that sort of stuff. I jumped in, and you'll see in the video here when I get it going, I shoot a trout, don't want to swim back to the ski, find another trout, shoot that, and then bang, I get smacked up by a shark. So let's jump in here and we'll have a little bit of a review with the video. Got the old faithful Rob Allen 1200 Tuna Pro. I was lucky enough, one of the boys called me so I could borrow his. As you know, I lost my roller the other week, so hopefully this old girl does the job. They usually do. Shoo! Let's get some. So yeah, I basically jump in. Notice there's a good bit of viz, about 10 meters viz. Well, it was pretty bad for this area actually. Swap my first trout, shoot it clean in the head. It wasn't a stone shot, and it made a little bit of commotion on the bottom, but I got it up safely and disposed of it as quick as I could. In that process, I spotted a couple of good sized moo in the distance, and I also, at the time, spotted what could quite possibly have been the shark that got me. Yeah, I just point out another big trout, and you'll see here where I put this first trout that I got. I put it on the little lanyard clip on the back of my speargun on the handle. A lot of people do it. At that time, I knew I was doing the wrong thing. The whole time, by the time I got to the bottom, I still knew I did the wrong thing until I locked into this other trout. I didn't want to swim back to the ski because the current was too strong. I lock into this trout, I follow it over the top, and we meet at the top of the reef, and I smack him, and he spools me down into the reef, and then the next thing a shark comes along. Bang! He hit me with that much force. I knew I'd been smacked, so I knew that I had to try and keep my eye on it. Followed all the way to the surface, and yeah, try and keep my calm. When I got up there, I stretched my arm out, and I could feel a bit of pain, so I knew something had gone wrong. I flipped the bird at him, and yeah, little bit of pain comes on. Had to drop the gun because it had a trout on it, or 2 trout. So that was going to be chaos if I kept bringing that up. The breath. I knew I'd been bitten, but I just didn't know how bad. So I had to calmly make my way back to the ski, which is about 50 metres away. Once I made it back to the ski, I could get my rashie off and assess what kind of damage we're looking at. Holy fuck! Just got bit by a shark. I'll do my best to keep calm here and make my way back to the ski. Keep my eye on the shark, and I think his attention was probably more on those 2 fish that I dropped. Holy! Oh, hit me. Oh, legit. Fucking bit by a shark. Not good. Holy. That was a small shark. Felt like I fucking ran into a brick wall. Holy fuck. Holy. Wow. Probably need some bandages and some help. Oh, I'm sorry. I fucking had to drop your gun, Bruss. There was a fish on that, and that fucking shark wanted me. Fuck, she nearly had me. Adrenaline hasn't kicked in yet, but I'm sure it will. I gotta jimmy something up, tie me fucking elbow up, she's pretty deep. Woo. Wow, that's a first for me. Obviously got bitten by a fucking shark. Pretty lucky. My stupid fault. I had the one fish on the end of the gun. That's where I was holding it. That fish would have been there. And I'm assuming that shark's just come up, bang, smacked that, got me. As soon as you'd seen it was me, I guess. I'm pretty lucky. Haven't got a proper look, but I know I did see a big gash there. So I'm going to bandage myself up. And I'm going to go look for that gun because there's 2 fucking trout on there. Now, in this instance, I do reckon that shark was probably just going for that trout. And he just come in full pelt at me, closed his eyes, opened his mouth, and bang. Pretty much, it was this arm right here. Put his whole jaws over that. He was about a 4 or 5 foot grey reef shark. And I think once he felt that body mass with his mouth open, bang, he hit it and just bounced off and didn't bite down. I am so lucky it didn't bite down because I reckon it would have torn my arms to absolute mince, and there's a good chance I would have either lost my arm and bled out right there. I'm 60-70 k's away from land, and yeah, no one around to help. I lost my snorkel. Fuck. Alright, let's go have a look. Go. Now I jump back in, with my knife and snips, because I knew I might have to cut it out of the reef, and then if the shark does come, I can poke it. On the way over, it might be superstitious or whatever, I come across this pod of about 40 or 50 dolphins. And the dolphins come right in at me, maybe about 10, 15 meters away from me. You can only just see it in the vid because the viz wasn't great. One dolphin dove down, turned on the side and just stared at me and just swam with me as I made my way back over to the speargun. And you can probably see, I'll try and highlight it in the video, a shark, wow. I'm guessing it was that shark, disappeared real quick. Now, I don't know about you, but I like to think that they were protecting me in a weird way. I love the ocean, I'm on it all the time, so I'm gonna stick with that. I think that was pretty cool.
Holy, this is insane.
Now you can probably hear my heavy breathing and while I'm making my way over to get the spear gun and take a dive down. Like I said, the current was super strong, and when this shark hit me, it hit me with that much force, it knocked my snorkel out. I had it obviously on my mast there, and it's completely knocked that out off my head. So I was paddling back over, head in the water, looking around for the shark, and bringing my head back out to take a breath, which was the same when the shark was circling me. I was holding my breath, ducking down, taking a breath out of the water, pop my head back in. So you can imagine how intense it was with a shark just going schizo like that. Adrenaline's sort of wearing down. Pain's starting to kick in. Day's sort of clearing up. Lost my snorkel because it hit me that hard, just rocked me. I got a fair gash on my elbow. Oh, you can see all the little teeth marks over my arm. That's crazy. So I don't even go past my body rod with my elbow. It's pretty lucky actually. It's completely my fault. That shark was that, and it got it too. And you'll see that it got the other trout too that was on the other end of the stick. Lesson learned. Don't leave the fish on your gun when you're by yourself. I was pretty lucky. Could have lost an arm, could have been a big enough gash, could have bloody buried it fucking ages from home. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm still here. Still at a beautiful reef. And we are out here living. Just woohoo! Well, that's the end of my day. The current is way too strong. There is so much life and activity here though, it's out of control. There's fish everywhere, spanos swim around. I just don't want to dive too deep while my skis anchored. I won't be able to get back to it. It's crazy. I did expect it. Probably would have been sweet if I didn't lose my snorkel when the shark bumped me, but oh well. What a beautiful day though. Might go check out some of these surf wrecks over here, it's sick. Be out here, I'm alive. That's a mad little shark experience. So yeah, all in all, definitely a lesson learned. Take the fish back, put it on the boat, especially when you're by yourself. I know a lot of people, nah, don't dive solo, all that sort of stuff. Look, we all do it. I'm quite capable diver, and I'm quite capable of diving 7 meters of water. Until you're not. But anyways. It was a long ride home. It was obviously a 60k trip home with a little bandaged up arm. And then got to the ramp. I asked a kind old lady who was at the ramp if she could have a look, and she had some little butterfly stitches things there. Then it was a 3-hour trip back home in the car. Cleaned myself up, went to hospital, ended up with, I think it was about 12 or 14 stitches or something like that. But yeah, lesson learnt. Tell me what you think. We had a living, still getting at it. Getting rocked around here. You! There you have it. Luckiest man alive today. Literally got bitten by a shark. Absolutely bastard me. Guys, if you're not already following my Instagram, frankiefig.nation, you know what to do. Follow, like, and subscribe. You! Pretty much, yeah. Pretty lucky, actually. Yeah, that one needs a stitch. Oh, yeah.